just standing on the corner because you need help, right?
Yes.
And were you asking for money or anything, or what are you specifically needing help with?
I'm needing help with food and other basic necessities such as toilet paper and women's hygiene products.
Okay.
For my mom.
For your mom. Okay. And you're young. I mean, I
Yes.
pulled over because it was kind of shocking to me how young you are. And so, do you want to tell us your age or no?
I'm 21.
You're 21. Okay. And you were saying you're from Massachusetts?
Yes, I'm from Massachusetts.
Okay. And then you came to Colorado.
Yes.
You guys were homeless, you were saying, in Massachusetts.
Yes.
And
we
they
were
had
homeless in Massachusetts. Something that led to our homelessness. We did own our own home, but the appliances kind of all broke down, and we couldn't afford to keep up with it. And one thing came after another, and the house eventually just fell apart. The pipes burst, so we moved into a rooming house, but we ended up getting abused. So the police put us in this special emergency assistance homeless shelter program, and they help you out with rent and finding a place to live anywhere in that particular state or in the country besides Hawaii and Alaska. They will, take you there, but
okay.
And we kind of ended up here. Now we're just staying in a hotel.
Okay.
Trying to make ends meet. I'm still trying to find an apartment. Just having a hard time with the deposit.
Oh.
Just the way our money works and the way we gotta pay the hotel, it's almost impossible.
What do you guys get, like a Social Security check or something?
We do both get Social Security, but a little bit more than half of it goes to rent in the hotel.
Okay.
I mean, we do have our basic amenities like cable, internet, ice, water, and electricity. But
that comes with the because it's a hotel.
Yes.
Okay. And then sit in these ants.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah. I have pants on. So you chose to come to Colorado for a couple of reasons.
Yeah, we chose to come to Colorado for a couple of reasons. Because my mom grew up in Arizona. She was born in Mass, but she grew up in Arizona. I was born in Arizona and grew up in Mass.
Ah.
But she wanted to live in the West Coast again, but she didn't want to go back to Arizona because there's few people out there that we just don't get along with, that we don't want to run into. So we came to Colorado. We thought we'd try something new. I mean, I guess you could say one of the reasons was for the weed, but in Massachusetts they have recreational marijuana out there too, so it's kind of contradictory.
Have they implemented it? I know they passed it, but I don't know if they implemented it yet.
Not until next summer of 2018.
Okay, so why do you guys like to smoke weed?
I use it for my anxiety because I have horrible anxiety and depression, and it literally makes it disappear. It dissipates into nothing.
When the weed wears off, does it come back?
Actually, yes, it does.
Does it come back worse? Oh.
It doesn't come back worse. It comes back just the same. It's usually dependent on the situation. The same thing with my mom, except with her pain. It makes her pain go away, but then after a while, it kind of slowly starts to creep in. And she ends up having to take a bath or something else like that. I mean, she tries to use multiple methods to take away her pain.
Okay. And what is that?
This is an e-cigarette because me and my mom are trying to quit smoking.
Oh, okay.
It's not good for us, so.
Okay. Do you do other drugs or just weed?
Just marijuana. I don't do any other street hard drugs, anything else like that. I'm not interested.
Okay.
I've seen that show Intervention too many times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know this guy walking up?
Yeah, he lives in the hotel too. He's got schizophrenia.
Okay.
So he's got like a lot of voices in his head that he's kind of responding to.
Okay.
He's harmless though. He's a completely nice guy. He just talks a lot.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Can't be trusted.
And then, are you able to get a job? Or are you having a hard time finding a job?
I did apply for a job. I did apply to be my mom's caretaker. I'm just waiting for a phone call back. I should be getting it at least Monday or Tuesday. I'm not sure why I haven't received a call back. I might have to go back down to TSS though.
Okay. Do you usually get your weed from the stores here or just from the street?
I get it from the stores.
Okay.
I try to stay away from the street because people replace it with regular spices you buy at the grocery stores, or sometimes, not that I've had any personal experience, but I'm just afraid of it being laced with something else, and then, you know, one thing leading to another. Like I said, intervention.
Yeah, my son said one time he smoked marijuana and it was laced with meth.
Oh no,
Yeah,
that's messed up.
yeah. So do you do the high potency, or is there a specific marijuana you do?
We try to go for the high potency,
Okay.
if possible. Hybrids. That's like usually the best option, because you get the best of both worlds.
How long have you been smoking it? Like since you were young?
Since I was 15 years old, actually. Yeah.
And has your mom been smoking with you? Yeah, you might want to pick it up. There's a lot of ants around it.
My mom actually started smoking weed the same time I did. She actually has never been drunk. She doesn't even drink really. Me and her literally started smoking together because it's really awkward, but my grandmother moved to Arizona specifically for the medical marijuana. So, and then she came out to Massachusetts and visited us. My mom was complaining about having severe pain and all this other stuff, so my grandmother was like, here, try this will help your pain. And my mom's just like, I don't know about this, because before I started smoking marijuana, I looked at it as like a drug, like a hardcore drug that could possibly kill you, because I had an experience at school where one of my bandmates brought in a tiny little piece of marijuana, and I was like scared shitless. Like literally, I didn't know what to think. I went talked to teachers and my mom about it. My mom called the school, and they put like a ban on me having contact with that specific.
Get that ant there. He's about to bug your bag. Okay.
Maybe I should just put it in my backpack.
That guy's talking to himself too. That was just going across the street.
I don't know who he is.
You don't know who he is?
I've never seen him before. I actually saw him right before you pulled up the second time.
I know.
I was like, wait a minute, who's that?
I noticed when you were standing here, you were looking over your shoulders a lot. Is it kind of scary to be out here?
It is scary to be out here because I have been threatened by multiple people saying that they were going to kill me, shoot me. They're going to wait until I come out here with my sign and then put a cap in my ass.
Is that other homeless people, or those people driving around, or?
Other randoms. I can't really say if they're homeless or if they are just kind of living paycheck to paycheck, but it's like a multiple array of people. It's not just specifically one group. It's like other homeless people and other people that are just struggling.
So that guy is talking to himself walking across the street, but you haven't seen him around before.
I have never seen him before today.
Usually when they're talking to themselves, it is schizophrenia, because they're hearing other voices and stuff. Yeah, there was a article in the paper where the journalist was acting like he was homeless to see what the perspective was, and he watched another homeless guy with a cardboard sign begging for money, and these other two guys jumped him and beat him up and took his money.
Oh no.
Is that what you're afraid is going to happen to you?
That is kind of what I'm afraid that's going to happen to me. That's why I always look over my shoulder just to check to see what's going on.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm always prepared to book it if there's ever any type of trouble.
You're young and you're still healthy. You know, some of these other people, their minds are gone and they can't really move that fast. And
Right.
Oh, well,
One thing I also have to specify is that I do come in a lot of contact with the police because of being on certain properties. That's why I'm out on the sidewalk. I usually have other specific spots that I'm at, but I can't be at those spots because it's considered private property.
Okay.
And the sidewalk right here is considered public property, so I'm able to be on the sidewalk.
Okay.
So
you have to make sure you're in the right places.
Yeah, I have gotten arrested for loitering in the wrong spot before.
Do you make a lot of money, or?
Not really. I mean, the average would be about, nowadays the average would be like about between $5 and $7.
A day, or?
A day, yeah.
Okay.
I used to be able to make $10 to $15 a day, but it just, as the seasons change, so does the type of people you run into.
Okay.
And also times of days change too. Like summer would probably around the summer, the morning time would be around the best time to go around. I wasn't able to this morning because at the hotel one of our outlets is out, and I had to stay there and be with my mom.
Yeah.
Just that way so that way I know she's safe, because I'm constantly worried about
You have
people and
you have a lot of responsibility with your mother.
yes, I do.
It sounds like you are the caretaker.
Yeah, I am her caretaker. I really am. I mean, I cook her meals. I clean up the house, the room rather. I give her baths and help her dress.
There's that guy again. He's like walking across the thing, and he's not coming over here. He's going to the...
He's crossed the street at least 5 times.
Has he?
Yeah.
Bless his heart. My weed made my son pretty ill, so...
What?
Weed made my son pretty ill.
Weed did?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does that to certain people.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes just marijuana is just not meant for certain people. If it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
Right. Yeah, they just normalized it so much that a lot of the kids are doing it, and you know, we've got one of the highest use in the state.
To be honest with you, I didn't even when I first started smoking weed, I didn't even have anxiety. It was like 2 years after, a year or so after, I was diagnosed with severe anxiety and depression.
After you started smoking weed?
Yeah, but I don't think it was, because anxiety runs through all the women in my family.
Oh.
None of the men, but all the women. But
Do we need to be scared? No. He's just
No,
gonna
he walked past me. He's
Okay.
fine. He's just kind of like looking over.
Okay. You don't seem like
the only
you
time
want.
to be scared is if someone's coming directly at me.
Yeah, I didn't know if he was going to turn our way or not. All right. Well, so you started smoking this weed, but then you got diagnosed with anxiety. But
Yeah.
you think it's just from your family, and
It is from my family, because all the women in my family, and some of the men too, including me, have severe anxiety and depression.
Well-
A lot of the men use alcohol to cope.
oh, that's not good.
It's not
You know,
good, no.
when it comes to any drug, you know, it's a false dopamine release in your brain that's giving you that feel good, you know, where you feel kind of, some people feel like high and some people feel normal, and, you know, just depending on what's going on with you. But you're so young, you know, you might want to talk to like a doctor about it, because you know, you don't want your brain to be broken where it can't release that dopamine, and then you're dependent on substances for the rest of your life. And sometimes when you develop that when you're young, then you go to whatever is available and whatever works for you at the time, you know what I mean? So
I'm not really dependent on it. I haven't even smoked for a couple of days, so
you feel okay?
I feel fine. Yeah.
Good.
I'm on anxiety medication and everything. So.
Oh yeah, especially mixing it with the medication. Just be real careful. I just
Oh yeah,
I
my
just
doctor.
think you're a nice
yeah, my
guy
doctor
and-
has had my psychiatrist has had this talk with me before.
Okay, good.
He told me to try to go for the CBD rather than the THC.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that's actually, and my one of my friends gave me a little bit of CBD wax, and it actually worked a lot better than the traditional marijuana.
I just worry because there's not a lot of research on it.
Right.
What the heck? What is going on? See. Oh my gosh.
Someone's just irritated with their child right now, I guess.
Aw. You know, so, you know, don't be like, I don't know, experimenting on your brain, you know, when you're so young, and,
Oh yeah.
you know, you got your whole life ahead of you, but, you know, I appreciate you talking to me. I gotta
Oh,
get
you're
back to
welcome.
work, and,
Okay.
you know,
It was nice meeting
tell me
you.
your name again?
Devin.
Devin.